Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. It is episode number 2, season 2. Welcome to
What's up?
Live with Bryan Bascuas today.
You just gotta let me come back now. Numb the pain when you're not around. Making noise without a sound. Making noise without a sound.
That undisconnected, badass.
Yes, thank you so much. That was a fun one.
How are you doing today? Good morning.
Good morning. I'm doing pretty good. We actually had band practice yesterday, so I'm kind of like exhausted from that.
Exhausted, but you look great. So
Thank you.
oh, I can't even tell. Oh my gosh, Bryan, this is crazy. Okay.
The world is
It's
crazy. Yeah.
it's so fun. Well, first of all, oh God. Okay, so where do I even start? Where do I even start? Commend.
Middle school. I'm just kidding. No.
Middle school. I already shout them out. I was like, my friend from Bryan, like, what? That's crazy. So I did say you are part of this awesome band called Wicked Playground. Could you tell me a little bit more about where the name comes from?
So originally we had me and Ricky, our singer. He one day comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, so I have these names. Um, what are your thoughts?" So whatever, we went through them, and if I remember correctly, I don't think Wicked Playground was in it yet. So I didn't. We used one name at first. I think it was Cross Circle. I don't know.
Ooh.
And then we had that for a little bit. We even had like a MySpace page for it. I tried looking for it because there's a demo there that I've been wanting to go back to.
Oh,
Um, but no, unfortunately, I don't even know like the login and all that. But we would rehearse. We would go over to this friend's house that he went to our school
Michael?
in high school. No, in high school.
Oh,
He
what house
was
did you go to?
um well he well so well his name is Marlon. He he was like this synth player, but he played everything: guitar. He has his own side project. It's called Seizure Machine. Pretty good group.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like electronic, like comedy type of group. Like they have like funny lyrics. Um, and then so yeah, we would go over, rehearse at his place. Um, and we were wanting to form a band with him, and we kind of did for a little bit, but and then we had to try out like a bunch of guitarists, and that was a mission,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't think it would be that hard to find a guitarist in Miami, but I guess so, you know. So it was a long process. It took years, and like years, not months, years. And we were a little concerned. We were a little, is this gonna happen? Because it was impossible.
Mm-hmm.
So um we just kept looking and looking. We didn't stop. Eventually, as time goes by, Marlon, one day we thought about the Wicked Playground thing, but we didn't name the band that yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then Marlon comes to us and tells us, "Hey, I know this bass player." So he brings them at the next rehearsal thing, and then we met him. Okay, the dude was shy, you know, quiet, of course. All right. And then whatever, we started rehearsing and it felt good immediately. Because I think at one point I looked at my singer, I'm like, all right, hey, he's got it. So um yeah, we just kept contact with him. We, you know, told him that, hey, you know, if you can make it next week for another rehearsal. He's like, yeah. So we just kept that like routine for a while, and then later that's or I don't know, maybe like a month later, we officially made it a thing.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then my singer came up with a few other names list thing, and Wicked Playground was in it, and we thought that fit most. Um, because of our style and what we were doing. So we have that new metal sound, that corn, like
Uh-huh.
um,
Slipknot.
some industrial stuff. So I think Wicked Playground kind of messed with that. And yeah, it was that was a creation of Wicked Playground. We still didn't have a guitarist though, but that
Wow.
was
So
yeah,
so you guys go way back, right?
yeah,
So
way back since like 2008.
oh my God. Okay, so
Yeah.
you and Ricky are the founders of this band. You guys came
Yes,
together.
we. Yeah, well, me, Ricky, and Gabe, because technically the band wasn't created until Gabe was there. You get me? Because that's when we came up with the band name. That's
Right.
when we confirmed it, us three. So yeah, technically yes, he is a founding member, but me and Ricky are like, I don't know, like the precursors. Like we're like the ones that started the idea of the project of what we were trying to do. But yeah, like it was a crazy journey, just to find the people, because it was a lot harder than I thought. I don't know, it was a mission, but it's all about finding the right people, you know what I mean? So it was worth it in the end, and I'm proud that we have the people that we have. So
Right. Are you still with the same band members, the originals, or have you changed band members?
okay, so me, Rick, and Gabe are, yeah, from the beginning, and then Robert and Andrew are two guitar players, which are both best friends. Like before knowing us, they were always buddies since very, very young. And um, we had, whew, can I mention one name here? I don't know if it's one of those things. Oh, okay, because you know how.
Anything that you want to mention?
Okay,
This is your space.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so do you remember Carlos Salas?
From our school, yes.
Yeah. Okay. We tried him out.
Mhm.
So we had him come in, we rehearsed. The first couple rehearsals, we get it, but it just didn't click. I guess as people, sure, yeah, we did click, like, the group, but when it came down to the music, it just didn't click. It wasn't bad or anything. It just didn't click. So we auditioned with him, and then we had Ryan, another guitarist. He's a really good guitarist though. But it's just differences, in the music style and all that. But let me see, who else? Who else did we try out? There were a couple other people that we tried out. I just can't recall the name, but
It sounds like you tried out many people, and then
oh yeah.
that I mean, oh my gosh. So, how did you meet Ricky, by the way? Is it in school, friends?
Yeah, it's friends. So Jose Torres. I remember when St. Michael, when Sunset Place was like a thing, like the hangout place.
Every
Yeah,
friend.
exactly. So we went, and I remember I went this one Friday. It was me, Alex Perez. He actually went to yeah, he did go to St. Michael. Alex Perez, he sorry to describe, because there were like multiple Alex Perez's. But he went to our school, he graduated with us, and I went with him to Sunset Place, and we meet up with Jose Torres there, and in his group was Ricky.
Mm.
But I didn't actually like talk to Ricky or like say anything to him. We hung out with the group briefly, and then we kind of went our own ways. But then later that same year, because that was like in January, February of, yeah, it was '08. So because it was the beginning of the year, and then that school year when it started in August, I remember that same week that we started, I see Alex, and I walk up to him, and he's talking to someone. So I'm going up to him and like, yo, hey, remember him? And I look and it's Ricky. And I'm like, yeah, I remember him. He's from Jose's thing, whatever. And yeah, and then we just ever since that moment, it literally like was just talking about bands and stuff because he was more open musically than I was. So he was like introducing me to different bands, different genres, death metal to like really soft rock. And it's just a variety of things. And um yeah, he ever since then it just that friendship I guess started, and then from there everything just started opening up. That's crazy. That's the crazy part to me, that like we met him that one time there briefly, and then later in that same year he ends up being in our school because he was going to LaSalle.
Oh,
So he had to leave, and then he came right over to St. Brendan, and it's one of those things that if I would have never met him, this band wouldn't have existed. So I'm very happy and unfortunate how things happen.
I love it. I love it. And you
Yeah.
guys have chemistry. You can tell in a band when people have to have chemistry. Like you said, you can be a great musician, but we just didn't click with the
Right.
vibe. Have
Exactly.
you guys ever fought?
We've had arguments, yes, absolutely, when it comes to the songwriting. So Ricky is, I don't want to say he's a primary songwriter, but in a way he is, because he does write a lot of the ideas. There's riffs that he has in mind. There's drum beats that he has in mind. I mean, we all like are fine with it in the end, but not obviously for songs to be fully written. Like
Mhm.
it's like, let's say he goes and just writes a full song like and records it and then shows it to us. It's like, damn man, come on, really? Like, but that's happened before, but that's definitely not happened since then. So I had to talk with him, and I told him, hey, yeah, we can't do that because the other guys obviously, and me, the way I see it is, if it sounds really good, and and I could do my own thing to it, even though the drums are there. I mean, but that's normal. Bands do that. Like for the drums, like bands, like when they record, like before going to the studio and recording, the guitarist, the bassist, the drummer, the vocalist, someone is kind of making music behind the scenes. But like on a MIDI thing, like on GarageBand, they'll do like, it'll sound super digitally and like almost like Mario, with like little sounds and stuff. It sounds like that, but it's just to kind of demo out songs. So
Mhm.
that's normal. But what would be done is that like actual guitars, actual like drums, like more professional type of recordings would happen, and then that's when issues would be like, hey, why'd you do? So ever since then, we've things have changed and gotten for the better with that. So um
Very excited.
yeah, our arguments have just been solely on that, and there have been little communicational things, but it's just because sometimes when Ricky comes up with something, or when me and him talk about something or whatever, sometimes we talk about it and then like it literally, as terrible as it sounds, it slips our mind, or we get busy with something else, we get distracted. So that's information that we now know that no one else knows, and it's not fair. So we've gotten better at that. We communicate, but it's just sometimes it just things happen. So but yeah, those have been our fights, I guess you could say. Just little,
Arguments.
band arguments. I mean, that's what I call them. They're band arguments. Like,
I mean, everyone has those.
exactly.
No one's perfect.
No,
So you both come from. Sorry about that. You
no,
both
you're good.
from private schools.
Yes,
So your look, right?
different. Yeah,
Like,
I know, right? I know.
okay.
Um,
So can you
yeah.
explain a bit about that?
Um, well, actually, now that you mentioned that, you know who actually mentioned the same exact thing? Amina. Do you remember Amina?
I'm so sorry. I don't. I wish. From St. Michael?
St. Michael. Yeah, she uh, yeah, I mean, I can't remember her last name, but she messaged me when like when we released this, like when we were teasing or putting up like little teasers like weeks before the video for Dead at Disco dropped. One of them showed us like, I don't know, with the demon chick or whatever, like the girl like dressed all crazy. She's like, it's funny how like we went to private school together, and now you don't even look that, like you look like super dark and edgy, whatever. I'm like, cool. I mean, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's weird. It is weird. I'm not gonna lie, because I wasn't that type of person at all. And then because of Ricky, I have to blame it on him. I've changed. I've diversed in that. So
So, but I think it's really cool because
yeah.
um, it's different. But I want to know a little bit more about how your family took it. That first impression of like, mom, I want to be your dad or your brother. I want to be in a band. And then they say, oh, what type of band? And then you show them like the doll, the dead doll, dead and disconnected, and the lyrics. Did they feel like, oh, this is much, or did they feel like, oh, we'll support you because just because something looks dark doesn't mean that you practice witchcraft or that you practice like, or maybe you do. We'll get into it. But
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
um, so how did your family? Were they supportive with your band?
They loved it. They love it. My mom loves the music. My dad loves the music. Um, my dad like he'll like text me and tell me, hey, I just heard the song. Like he listens like thoroughly, and my mom does the same thing. Like she even has like a band shirt and she wears it, like just going out and stuff, like super supportive. I've gone with my mom to concerts and stuff too, like a bunch of metal concerts, so we have that relationship where she just is that open about it.
Oh,
um,
she's into the type of music as well.
yeah, I took her to, for like a Mother's Day gift, I took her to Metallica when they came like 3 years ago.
I
Yeah.
went. I was there.
Yeah, I think I saw your post. Yeah, that you made put stories on that. That was a good show. That was fun.
The best. I can't wait for them to come back.
Yeah.
That's awesome though. Do you think that you would be where you are with the band if your family wasn't supportive?
No, I would still be there because I don't. I'm a believer that if you want to, like, no one should judge you for the music you do or for the way you look, or because at the end of the day, it's what the person wants to do. As long as it's not harmful, hurting anyone else, or like physically, emotionally, or
Right.
just then just do it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's a lifestyle. It's a career that you want to take path. Yes, it's not the easiest career to take off in, but it's all about the passion. That's what gets you to that point. So they I would have continued. Trust me. And I'm just glad that they are supportive. Even though I have family members that aren't into the music, they're still supportive because they'll like my posts, or like even they follow my band, so they'll like the band posts. So they're participating in that. So I appreciate that.
That's important.
Right.
So now I go into that. I grew up watching, like you said, like Metallica and Rob Zombie's movies and Korn, Slipknot. I always saw it as costume design, like that's awesome, like great stuff, and something deeper that is like a creative outlet to like express maybe some like I feel dead and disconnected, but literally you don't mean I am a dead person, and that's just how I take it. So based on your videos and the aesthetic of it, um do you guys practice anything? And I have to ask this, right, because sometimes people are like, oh, dead people, and like I wonder if they practice like some rituals behind the scenes for the look. What do you think?
Um, no rituals were taking place, although it looked legit in that video.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that ending of that video, like when I saw like when we were editing it, I was like, yo, this is creepy. This is like some Blair Witch stuff. It's crazy. Um, But as far as like the song, because Dead and Disconnected, the way I take it, and I think Ricky had mentioned that I was pretty accurate on this. Dead and disconnected is just being dead and disconnected from the world, you know. Um, yeah, I get it. A lot of people might think, you know, it's about being dead or dying in the end or something. It's not. It's a little bit more like, you know, just dealing with issues in the world and being so separated from society sometimes, and that's what that idea of being dead and disconnected is. Um, and you know, yes, the music is dark, but I feel what I think helps people a lot is relatable things, and a lot of people have gone through a lot of pretty dark stuff. So I don't know. I feel like this music can kind of like help people out, or at least make them feel better, and just, you know, push through and stuff. So, um, but aesthetically, we yeah, it was interesting, and that video in particular was very different because we literally wore nothing that matched, in the sense that we didn't all look the same. Like, we weren't trying to be like the video before that, where I was wearing a red leather jacket. Don't ask me why I was doing that inside of a building with no air hitting me, and then just playing, but whatever. Um,
Um, so do you guys, what's been the largest crowd that you guys have played in front of?
so there was this place in it's near Dolphin Mall. I don't think it exists anymore. It's called House of Rock.
Ooh.
Um, and we played in front of, literally, it was a packed house. It wasn't a big place, but it was like just filled with people. Like, you could barely walk.
Wow.
And like, we had like a crowd, and you know, people really dug in, and that's when we started to notice like more people into our music. And you know, I get, okay, our Instagram, we don't really have a lot of followers, but when we talk to people and people mention Wicked Playground, like, oh yeah, I know that band, you know, and they have good things to say, so I just feel good about that. And so yeah, playing in front of there, that's where we noticed like this trend of people like, you know, buying merch and this. So it was a good, it was a good show, a really good show. And that's what we're trying to do, is play more shows, and try to, I know now it's hard because with COVID, even though things are coming back to normal, it's still, I mean, venues for shows have decreased uh, capacity. Even if they open 100%, the only places that are going to get packed are like, you know, you go to Wynwood. I know Wood Tavern isn't there anymore, unfortunately, but if you, like, Wood Tavern would be a place, you know, because I see people posting on their story that they're at like these clubs or these bars, lounge bars, and it's just wall to wall people. But you go to a performing venue, you're gonna see like 5 people, 6 people. So it's kind of scary because, you know, people want to go back to concerts, but like, they're obviously gonna focus more on the, you know, big bands and the big, you know, the whole thing. So it's a little tricky now with playing shows. So we're just trying to book as many shows back to back, maybe eventually do a mini tour type of thing. Because that's the only other way. Because, you know, playing in Miami is not gonna, you know, get you out there. And you know, we're thinking about hitting up Orlando too, radio stations there. So yeah, that's in the works. I've been working on that on the side, like figuring out what songs to send, all that. So
Do you have a manager?
we do. We were doing things ourselves during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So we told her, you know, that we'll just handle it during the pandemic, because the thing is, she would book us shows and stuff. What shows? You know what I mean? So we were kind of handling our own like Instagram page, or social media pages, promoting a lot more. We've been pushing more. Um, So we have a manager, but she's like I don't know, like off for a while, and then we'll bring her back once things fully come back to normal. Um, but yeah, we've known her too for a long time. We've known her since 2015, the year after we formed. Because I don't really 2014, even though that's when we formed. I don't know. I consider our actual start in 2015 because we didn't really do anything in 2014. We played one show, and we started recording at least drums. I started recording drums for the first album we did, like November of that year. Yeah, because it was during Thanksgiving. So, and then 2015 was when we actually started playing shows like very often. So that's really the start year for Wicked. But that's the year that we actually met Des. So she's been with us ever since, and she's always been supportive, and she loves the music. Um, we get along with her, she gets along with us, so it's like a little family,
I love
and that's what we built just as bandmates, and then with our manager, like we built this friendship, so it's good.
that's so good. And
Yeah.
so the music videos are very legit. The music videos are very high quality, and I wanted to know who planning a music video. It's hard. Like, who came up with the idea of like the aesthetics and the story and the shots and the directing? That's a lot of work. And you guys already have how many music videos out? Like four, five?
We have like about 5, going to be 6
Wow.
later this month. Yeah, because we just filmed one like 2 weeks ago.
So can you tell us a little bit more about like how that happened? Like, do you have a production team? Do you do it yourselves? Do you have a friend with a camera and you told them like, okay, I want this? Like, how do you know what you want? Do you get influenced by maybe corn videos and stuff like that, and you put it together and then you tell someone to shoot it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we pretty much do the having a friend that we know, someone that we know to film us. He has a nice camera though. He has like an actual camera. But okay, so as far as who comes up with the stuff, it's the mastermind, Rick, because he's the one that comes up with everything, the story, the what we should wear. I mean, we usually wear typically the same style,
Mm-hmm.
except this last video we kind of though, but it was purposely done like that we don't wear everything. We were actually for this one for Dead and Disco, he told us what we should wear, and I agreed. I was thinking the same thing, but if we should wear what we wore during our photo shoot, or at least as close to it as possible. So that's what we did for that one. But for the story for that one, Straight Jacket, the one before, like that was all Ricky, and he wanted to give it like a certain style. So in the one before Straight Jacket, he wanted to give it like a old horror movies type of thing, not like old like 50s or 60s, but more like I don't know, the 90s type of look. So there's like a filter that we put on it to give it that vibe. And this one that we just released, Dead and Disco, Disconnected, it's yeah, we used to call it Dead and Disco. That was
I like that.
the original name, and we were gonna keep it, but I don't know, I just felt like Dead and Disconnected just a little bit more impactful. But so I thought of the idea actually for this, for we're in Dead and Disco, the filters that have like that camera from like the 90s, like Blair Witch Project type. I thought about wanting to have that originally throughout the whole song, but it would have dumbed down the quality a lot. So we just wanted to do a mix of both, like the regular camera quality and then with the filter, the camcorder quality. So just to give it that kind of old school creepy vibe, and I think it did pretty well.
It did its job for sure. Like,
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, okay. Like, I
Very
love
good.
all of it. Do you guys have a fan base already? Like, do you guys have fans that are currently like send me a shirt, you know.
Yeah, we have people that are like that. Uh, and yeah, they're always hitting us up for stuff. When you guys are gonna release another song? You know, things like that. It makes us feel good. I mean, you getting complimented for your work that you're putting like essentially blood, sweat, and tears for, and just it's a good feeling. It's a great feeling. Um, and Yeah, we want to build that fan base. So that's why, like, because I've noticed too, there's a huge trend with music videos. I just see bands coming out with them left and right. It's just like sometimes it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
So since that's a trend, we thought let's kind of get into that trend
Yeah.
and the and just you know expand on that. So um, it's cool. It's cool. It's a fun time just filming videos and stuff. And we just saw it 2 weeks ago at a cemetery. Wasn't my idea. That wasn't my idea. That was not my idea. I'm not a huge fan.
You actually went to a cemetery to film?
Yeah, yeah. We went to. It's for a lyric slash music video, so lyrics will be popping on the screen, but like the background, it's gonna be a music video thing, and it's us. It's we're not playing anything. It's just we're just kind of like mouthing words to the songs at times, but kind of like walking around, and it was a very it wasn't a stressful experience, believe it or not. Out of all the music videos, it was the least stressful, even though it technically should have been the most stressful because what we were doing is not 100% legal. So we were kind of like freaking out, like we might get caught, whatever. So we were in and out pretty quick. It was just really weird because we had to film or not film people's names on the tombstones because you don't want someone to see that and get upset because we filmed the family, you know what I mean, without permission. So yeah, but yeah, so what we would do is film from the back, so it's just like white solid, so there showed nothing. But
That's
yeah, that was a really weird experience because it's just strange place, and it's just I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that, but I saw like the clips that this guy shot, and they look good. So at least there's that.
so
So
so that is the next project, right? Dropping the music video, and when
yeah.
does it come out?
And when does the what? I'm sorry.
When does the music video come out of the cemetery?
I am. I would say maybe towards the end of the month. Because the editing is gonna be easy. We'll do it in like a couple hours. We'll mess with it. But since it's a lyric video, we have to either send it to someone or find one of those programs that do it. But I'd rather to send it to a more professional person so they can make it look good, and so it transitions better. Um, yeah, because I've seen lyric videos, and they're a little, yeah. So I'd rather make it look nice, and yeah, from there it's just we have two more videos that we're shooting in August on the same day.
Mhm.
So that's gonna be another project. But after that, we're gonna take breaks from music videos, and we're just gonna focus just on live stuff. I mean, we're gonna start booking shows as soon as they start coming up,
Yeah.
but we're gonna just take a break from music videos after August.
Wow.
So yeah, because I mean, it's great, but it's great content, but we need a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely cannot wait for your next show. I want to be there. I want to go watch you guys live because it's a different experience. Like when just like anything with any band, you can see a music video, but then when you're in there and you're in the crowd and you're looking, you're in your element.
Yeah.
So my last question is, when did you go? How did you learn how to drum?
My cousin actually, he had an electric drum kit back in. It's crazy how I remember. Yeah, winter of '07. Yeah, because I remember him getting it for Christmas. So it was, yeah, like Christmas time of 2007, and I just started playing it, and not to sound whatever, high and mighty, but like it just came so natural to me. It's like I started playing and it was just easy. Like
Mhm.
it wasn't, because when you get on an instrument for the first time, especially on drums, you play this like offbeat thing, and it just sounds a little like stuttery, like it doesn't play smoothly. I was playing smoothly, and it just felt natural. It didn't feel like I was struggling. It was just, it came instant, and then immediately he was taking already drum lessons, and a couple weeks later, I had my dad like just reach out to his dad to see, the whole to take drum lessons, because I wanted to join on that because I enjoyed playing the drums there at his house. So when he did that, got them, we went to go see the guy. I went. I liked the guy. He was cool. He was funny.
Mhm.
And then yeah, we took drum lessons, and ever since then, I just started picking up. So it's all thanks to my cousin, literally, because if not, because I originally wanted guitars. Yeah, exactly. Um, but I wanted to do guitars because I wanted to be up in the crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I got the best seat in the house, so
Yeah.
I'll stick with that.
Wow. So wow, that is
Yeah.
so. So it wasn't my last question. So how many classes did you take? Like, in,
Hmm. I mean, I did about a year's worth, like only a year's worth. Um, it was every Friday. It was like a 30-minute class. So I went by quick all the time. But yeah, it was every Friday
Mhm.
for about a year. And then I just stopped going because I think it was because they were gonna close, something like that. And then I just kind of did my own thing. Like at home, I would rehearse, like play drums at home. Um, so yeah, and then eventually, yeah, Wicked Playground happens years later, and it's perfect because it came to good use, and with someone I know and I felt comfortable with. So that's awesome. That was it's awesome how just the world works and how everything just like clicks at some point. You know, for some people it's earlier, some people it's later, but hey, it clicks. So there's no rush, and that's what I have to tell people sometimes. There's no rush to getting out there or whatever. Like just take your time, and things will happen. Just work your butt off, but um, just it'll happen. It'll happen on its own. So.
I love that so much. And okay, so the style you have in music videos and the photo shoots and all that, is it like your daily self? Is that who you are? Do you normally dress like that? Do you normally wear the leather jackets and the or do you wear more of sweatpants and
Well, yeah, I'm a mix of both, but yeah, definitely the black aesthetic. Yeah, that's my thing. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, I was wearing my leather jacket last night, so that was funny. But yeah, no, it's the aesthetic is like now a thing. Like it's because of the music. It's just I don't know. It just works hand in hand. It's weird. Like it just happens naturally. I just one day, like after being in this band, I started slowly buying darker clothing,
Mm.
and then I next thing I know, I'm like I have like no light clothing. Like everything is dark. I don't even have regular jeans. I have dark jeans, like or black jeans. So yeah, but um yeah, it just went with the music, I guess. I don't know. But lately I've been like, because now we've been transitioning into trap music. So we still have heavy metal. Um, but then yeah, that's what kind of influenced a little bit Dead and Disconnected because of that drum beat that's happening in the verse or the rap beat. But there's other songs that haven't been released yet that are like, have this like almost ghost main like Suicide Boys feel like that like trap music. So it's like dark, but it's awesome. It's awesome, and And yeah, that. So I've been buying like lighter clothing because that's like the trend, I guess, with that. So, but yeah, now I have lighter clothing. But yeah, the music plays a big part at the end of the day.
Okay, so to end, we're going to our next segment, and it's called ATM.
Okay.
ATM, exciting. First, I need you to tell me a number from 5 to 20.
Just say okay. 12.
12, great. So I'm going to be asking you 12 rapid questions, and it's called ATM because it's a very much standing for at the moment.
Right. Okay.
I'm going to ask you questions, and whatever comes to your mind, that's what you're going to say. Sounds
Okay.
good?
Yeah. Let's do it. Do it.
Okay. So, guilty pleasure.
Movies.
Movies?
Yeah.
Love it. Favorite movie?
Scream.
I love Scream. Okay.
Yeah, movie. Classic.
Day or night?
Wait. Stay in or what?
No, day, like during the day. Like, do you prefer day or night?
Oh, night.
What do you believe in?
Music.
Woo!
Of course.
Celebrity crush.
Megan Fox.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite
You got it.
favorite snack.
Chips Ahoy. I was gonna say cookies, but specifically Chips Ahoy. Yeah.
They're so good. Favorite artist right now at the moment.
Or Disturbed.
Did you vote?
Yes. I don't know why I struggled with that one. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Do you ever look at your screen time?
No.
Last thing you ate?
Chicken.
At what time do you go to sleep?
3 a.m.
I've been going to sleep at 3 a.m. for the last.
Really?
Yeah. Okay.
That's crazy.
And
I was there.
last question is Slipknot or corn?
Corn.
Woo! And that was it. We did it. ATM questions. It was such a pleasure. It was such an honor to interview you, Bryan, because I've seen your growth and you're doing great things and you're still this person that I remember from middle school. You're still this like boy, like that, this man, but like this sweet, like I remember you like shy, outgoing, and like got along with everyone and just like very badass. And seeing you do this and being in your element is the greatest thing. You know, I definitely keep doing it. I want to be at the next show. I'm very excited for the new music video coming out in September, you said?
It's the one we just shot at the end of the month, and then the one in August, probably the two in August, probably in September and October. You know, like once after, yeah.
Well, I'm following, and thank you so much for being here. It was great.
'Cause I'm already